guys, welcome to a brand new episode of HOPCorn. Today I will be looking at 6 newly released films at the box office, and in the process of these discussion, you will have successfully made up your mind whether you want to go watch them or simply dodge them. तो देरी किस बात की? सबसे पहले बात करते हैं ऑफ द न्यूली रिलीज छिछोरे स्टारिंग सुशांत सिंह राजपूत, श्रद्धा कपूर along with Varun Sharma, Prateek Babbar, Tahir Raj Bhasin and Naveen Polishetty. Guys, the film is truly an ode to the carefree college and hostel days. The film that released on 6th of September is directed by ex-Admin and Dangal director Nitesh Tiwari and produced by hit producer Sajid Nadiadwala, known for producing films like Judwa, Tamasha and Heropanti. Chhichhore showcases the story of a few college students and how their lives undergo major changes. The film depicts the story of their lives as college students and middle-aged people. The only common factor is their friendship. Film's director Nitesh Tiwari had earlier described the film as a crazy cast gathers to tell a timeless tale of time pass. Interestingly, film के निर्माता नितेश खुद ग्रेजुएट हुए थे इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी बॉम्बे से इन द ईयर 1996 विद अ बैचलर्स डिग्री इन मेटलर्जी एंड मटेरियल साइंस. तो मतलब ऑथेंटिसिटी तो गारंटेड है. और तो और एक्टर सुशांत सिंह राजपूत और नवीन पॉलिशेट्टी खुद भी इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स रह चुके हैं. तो फिल्म में उन्होंने बॉयज हॉस्टल की फील और नुआंसेस बखूब पकड़ी हुई हैं. Besides, now the film has witnessed an impressive collection of 7.32 crore on its opening day, and its major success can be attributed to the film's strong word-of-mouth publicity. As it starts off in a college campus where students are seen having midnight fun splashing bucketful of water at one another, the film seems settling in for a comic caper. Soon though, it takes a time leap where one of the four friends, Ani or Anirudh, yani ki Sushant Singh Rajput, is seen as a middle-aged single father and is in his home where he lives with his teenage son Raghav, played by the young actor Mohammad Samad from film Tumbar and Netflix original Selection Day. The film in general touches upon the age-old fear of teenagers being losers, जो कि हम सब ने time and again सुना है. However, showing Ani and his divorced wife Maya, played by Shraddha Kapoor, being great in their respective academic careers is only the safest thing to do as makers. Khair, story mein when all the college friends are informed about Ani's son Raghav being critically ill in a hospital after he failed his engineering entrance exam and tried to commit suicide, it's time for all of them. That is Sexa, played by Varun Sharma, Mummy, played by Tushar Pandey, Acid, played by Naveen Polishetty, Bevda, played by Saharsh Kumar Shukla, and Derek, played by Tahir Raj Bhasin, to get together and lend their emotional support. And so they begin telling of their past that centers on their jokes, the slow and steady lifelong friendships, good doses of romance, watching porn and guzzling beer too. Guys, माना थोड़ा boys world क्वेश्चन फिल्म का ज़्यादा है, but if you want a heartwarming nostalgic dose of good old days this weekend, you must try and watch Chhichhore, which is playing in cinema घर्स near you. जितनी मैं अनएक्सपेक्टेडली खुश हुई छिछोरे देखकर, उतनी ही अनएक्सपेक्टेडली दुखी भी हुई साहो देखकर. Common factor between the two films being Shraddha Kapoor, but Saaho bears no other resemblance to Chhichhore otherwise, thankfully. Saaho starring Bahubali Prabhas and Shraddha had a solid buzz after its teaser and trailer release, but even then I kept wondering where the story was among high-octane explosions and action sequence and whatnot. I mean, of course, our Bahubali has on-screen presence and all, no denying that, parantu neither his Hindi dialogue delivery nor his characters' motivations are remotely convincing. Story hai overall all over the place actually. Screenplay is maddeningly muddled. Execution strictly by the numbers. Outcome appallingly atrocious. In short, the sum total of Saaho, reportedly made on a rupees 350 crore budget, is zilch. It's a bloated behemoth that storms about clunkily and leaves behind a hardly edifying trail. The cops and robbers yarn does not contain a shred of originality, yaar. The film's unrelentingly shrill pitch is aggravative, where the ear-splitting background score and its never-ending action set pieces. I mean, too much action, honestly. Saaho has obviously been made by people who have no faith in tonal variations. सब चीज़ एक ही टोन पे चल रही है. Until about an hour into Saaho, written and directed by one film-old Sujit, it is unclear what is going on. What is going on, to begin with? The film is a total hodgepodge. It takes ages for the haze to lift. Character names like Roy, Prithviraj, Devraj, Prince, Ashok Chakravarti, Amrita Nair and Kalki Gopalacharya, besides a host of others, are bandied about to throw some light on the proceedings, while places like Vaji, a futuristic city, and Karna, a village that's been supposedly wiped off the face of the earth, are randomly mentioned. These references are meant to be integral to a plot that is more of a blurry jigsaw puzzle than a coherent narrative itself. In fact, the film also has a character aptly named Shadow. You've got to wait until much later to figure out if this person is a big-time criminal or actually a sloth. In ordinary circumstances, muddying the plot and keeping the audience guessing might work in a favor of a suspenseful action film, I agree. In Saaho, however, it only enhances the already insufferable levels of confusion. At the center of the film is the world's most powerful crime syndicate, headquartered in a megapolis where anything goes. The gang's wealth is locked up in a vault that can only be accessed with a special device. It's called the black box, which in turn is hidden in a bank in Mumbai. Well, Mumbai is the only location alluded to in the screenplay that is recognizable and real. मतलब बाकी सब तो आप भूल ही जाओ. But little that unfolds on the streets of the city or in its crime branch investigating a series of high-value heists belong to the realm of any sort of plausibility. Like I said already, no matter how much disbelief you suspend, it would only be enough to grasp the logic behind the excesses of Saaho. The overheated action sequences, there are far too many of them, and each one of them drags on way beyond the limits of endurance, are where the makers of the film seem to have sunk all their money actually. Really dumb. Had they used only a fraction of the budget on developing a worthy tale to hang their action and SFX extravaganza on, they might have avoided such a massive, unmitigated mess. Guys, time for a short break. Don't go anywhere. I'm yet to give you the entire lowdown on films that are newly released. Hi guys, welcome back to HOPCorn. I would like to repeat myself. Today I will be looking at 6 newly released films at the box office, and in the process of these discussions you will have successfully made up your mind whether you want to go watch them or simply dodge them. तो देरी किस बात की? Next, we have a film जिसके बारे में बात करना is actually quite relevant. What with Chandrayaan 2 ruling all our discussions few days ago. The film is called Mission Mangal, starring a barrage of big names, starting of course with our very desi, patriotic and khiladi actor Akshay Kumar, along with my favorite Vidya Balan, along with Taapsee Pannu, Sonakshi Sinha, Kirti Kulhari, Nitya Menon. Oh, and there was Shaman Joshi too. Yes. Akshay Kumar brings obvious star power to the table in addition to some comic relief. He wisecracks his way through virtually every crisis, but it was the 5 actresses that outshine everything else in Akshay Kumar's film. One of India's cinema's first full-fledged space exploration dramas, Mission Mangal opens with the failed ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, in case you didn't know guys. That mission, project director jiske hai Rakesh Dhawan, played by Akshay Kumar, the character's name is a nod to the pioneering space scientist Satish Dhawan, faces an inquiry. He remains unfazed by the grilling. Failure, Dhawan asserts, is a stepping stone, and there can be no science without experiments and trials and errors. But one of his key team members, Tara Shinde, played by Vidya Balan, takes a setback very badly and hopes to be presented with a chance for a shot at redemption. Yes! Mission Mangal, co-written and directed by Jagan Shakti, centers on the turnaround that she and her mentor spearheaded. The duo dreams big. Their dream is Mars after all. In one scene, one of the scientists working on the project utters the word impossible. Akshay flies off the handle and gives her a mouthful. The girl returns the next day with a solution to an intractable problem, and the mission director cheekily takes credit for her firing up with his boorish behavior, of course. The girls are infinitely more interesting and more believable, guys, than the character played by Akshay Kumar, clearly, because they face a gamut of challenges and setbacks and yet keep their chins up. Each one of them at different junctures of the film is on the verge of quitting, but they hang in there for one shot at glory. But Mars may seem to be the last thing on Tara's mind when we first see her in a domestic setting. She balances home and work with amazing poise. I tell you now, Vidya Balan. One moment the lady is in the prayer room of a modest Bangalore abode seeking blessings from the Almighty. The very next she's in the kitchen, ruining the fact that the maid has played truant for the day. Vidya Balan is terrific as always. We see brilliant performances from Pannu and Kirti Kulhari too. Wish they had more to do in the film actually. The two make every little opportunity they get count. Sonakshi Sinha playing the rebellious Eka is delightfully good, as is Nitya Menon in the role of staid and steady Varsha Pillai. This isn't Mission Magnificent, but it isn't Mission Mangal either. Mission Mangal is watchable, if not always exhilarating, if you get over its excesses, that is. Guys, my goosebumps have made their presence felt already. Such is the effect of talking about this film, It. And today we discuss its Chapter 2, It Ka Chapter 2. A new delicacy just out of the oven and straight away served into your cinema ghars. The last time we saw it, the extraterrestrial monster was wounded by the loser and forced back into sewers of Delhi to recuperate. Now 27 years later, the creature has emerged to feed on children again. Based on Stephen King's lengthy horror novel of the same name, the sequel to the 2017 film is set almost 3 decades after the then grown-up group of teenagers, of course, speared a dent in its scary armor. Mike, the only one to stay back in his hometown, calls the rest of the club to fulfill the oath they made many years ago, to return and defeat it. The focus on Chapter 1 was entirely on fear, its manifestations, and the metaphor of personal horrors being far worse than any allegorical entities. Its Chapter 2, however, is about overcoming those demons, supernatural ones as well as those hiding deep inside just waiting to surface. In pushing a flavor of King's own big screen adaptation of Stand By Me and that 80s loving patina of Stranger Things, the sequel brilliantly drudges up fictional nostalgia. As the film oscillates between blissful summer friendships and frightening It encounters, even the uninitiated will understand and enjoy Chapter 2. The film's brand of horror, more on the nose than cerebral, jolts till the end. Bill Skarsgård as It is creepy as ever, completely embodying the menacing chills of a supernatural bloodthirsty clown. There are fortune cookies cracking open to reveal mini monsters, including a bloody eyeball dragging behind a train of nerve cables. Zombies eerily similar to Gollum from Lord of the Rings, a shark-toothed giant Paul Bunyan statue out for murder, goo and gunk galore, blood spurts, and so much more, guys. Like its predecessor, the sequel also revels in humor most incongruent to its context. Chapter 2 is a more than worthy follow-up to its predecessor. These losers had nothing to lose, but ended up winning anyway. And lastly, a film directed by Tarantino, whose mention alone, both the directors and his films, sends me in a hyper-excitement state. No hyperbole, guys, I swear. The film was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Guys, the film isn't anything if not a magnificently magical through of Tarantino's ever quirky cinematic dice. Well, writer-director Quentin Tarantino throws the whole kitchen sink and then some at the task of conjuring up an era of American showbiz that might be difficult to recognize today, but is still an alienable part of all that has gone into the creation of the Hollywood we know today. Campy and classy at once, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a delightfully delirious mix of fact and fiction that adds up to one hell of an ode to the small C TV westerns and B movies of the late 1960s. The film is long. It clocks in at 2 hours and 41 minutes, and not everything that it throws at us is pitch perfect. Yes, but bolstered up by the dazzling skills of Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, two of the most charismatic male stars of our times, it's a wild, wacky movie love melange informed by sly wit, whippy humor, and an infectiously cavalier spirit. Tarantino resorts to many and in-your-face light to heighten the film's casual air, which culminates in a staggeringly wicked, ultra-violent climax. The narrative spread from February to August 1969 revolves around a hard-drinking television actor Rick Dalton, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who's struggling to hold his own in an industry that has no patience for also rans, and his infinitely more sorted stunt double Cliff Booth, played by Brad Pitt. an all-weather companion basically who has a murder accusation dangling over his head. It is alleged that he killed his wife and got away with the act, which he may or may not have actually committed. Rick drinks in order to tide over his frustrations. Cliff holds on to his savior affair. The latter drives his boss around because Rick has lost the license to drive. Tarantino's mastery and the staggering skills of his two lead actors are manifested in the showpiece scenes that have been clearly designed to give DiCaprio and Pitt all the opportunity in the world they need to display their wares. They do, and how. That's the point. Well guys, hope you liked what we had in store for you in today's episode. Time for Stars of Today, right after the short break that is. I look right. I look left. Whoa, I think I found my star of today. Today I'm going to talk about a Bollywood film writer who's lately as much in limelight as are the stars of her films. The name is none other than Kanika Dhillon, जो 2019 में न्यूज में बनी रही for her releases मन मर्जियां by अनुराग कश्यप and केदारनाथ, which she had co-written with अभिषेक कपूर और हाल ही में रिलीज हुई कंगना रनौत स्टारर जजमेंटल है क्या. Born and brought up in Amritsar, Dhillon is also an accomplished novelist with 3 books to her credit. Bombay Duck is a fish about a young girl aspiring for a career in Hindi films. Shiva and the Rise of the Shadows and the Dance of Durga in 2016. Her first novel was launched by actor Shah Rukh Khan, जिनके production house Red Chillies Entertainment के साथ Kanika first started her career in Bollywood and went on to work on 2007 की film Om Shanti Om as an assistant director. Later, script supervisor on film Billu and finally screenwriter on Kareena Kapoor SRK starrer superhero wonder Ravan. Kanika, who has a master's degree from London School of Economics, also wrote 2 television shows, Ghar Ki Baat and Ishan. Currently, however, she started as one of the best screenwriters in the industry and we only hope she continues to bring forth more cinematic wonders in future. Ciao.